Hi. I hope it's not been too long a day for you all. Let's start quickly. As you know, I teach design. I teach design at a college in Bombay. Speaking of design, do you all recognize this product in image number 1? You must have seen it. What is it? It's a CFL bulb, a great product that actually disrupts the entire house lighting consumption industry because it uses power which is now one-third or include from one-third to the one-fifth of the total power. Have you seen this product on image number 2? Anyone has seen that? No? Yes? It's a product called as Life Straw by a company named Vestigard. What this product does it allows a simple filter, it uses a simple filter and allows you to drink water from any source anywhere in the world. Have you seen this product in image number 3? Anyone has seen that? Anyone? It's a product called as Embrace, designed by a couple of students from Stanford D School. And what they did was, they said, let's make a baby infant cooler portable by making something which doesn't use continuous supply of power. They use heat retention as a philosophy. I'm sure all of you have seen this, image number 4. Do you know what is this? What I show in image number 4? Anyone? All of us use it every day. What is it? Gmail? It's a Gmail's new smart compose feature which predicts our sentences and allows us to complete it when we are typing a long email, right? It uses basic artificial intelligence and pattern recognition as a technology. These are all very disruptive products and there are so many of them existing around us in the world. Do you think there is some kind of a common theme, phenomena, common idea behind all these disruptive ideas? What could that common idea or theme would be? Creative? They're all creative. They're all new, right? They all have some kind of a value. All of this put together is what we call as the big I. Big I, innovation. Innovation that actually creates a new value for the end consumer. Let's understand what goes inside an innovator's mind. Because I'm sure these people who are thinking about all these products, they're thinking about something unique, they're thinking about something in a unique way. So let's see what goes on in their mind. Firstly, it's intelligence. Let's try and understand what is intelligence. I'm sure all of you at some point in time has given some kind of an IQ exam. Have you? IQ exam? Have you? Right? What is the premise of an IQ exam? The basic premise of an IQ exam, and all of them are based on pattern recognition, right? It's all based on pattern recognition. So I'm sitting in front of a very intelligent audience, so I'm going to take your help in completing certain sequences that I'm going to show you in the next slide. What do you think comes here? Is it something like this, right? What do you think comes here? Is this what you thought, right? So intelligence is our ability to perceive a pattern, right, and see what's coming next and predict what's coming next, right? In other words, is human ability to acquire knowledge and act on it, right? Now let's see what's here. Now can you tell me how to complete the sequence? What's coming here? Got a bit confused because it's not a very logical pattern. It could be option number 1, option number 2, or option number 3, right? What is it? To decode a pattern, break it down, and perceive something new and novel is what we call as creativity. In other words, it's human ability to acquire knowledge and perceive it in a new and a novel way. This both of things put together, which is creativity and intelligence, is what goes together in an innovator's mind. So what are the key attributes or what are the key qualities of an innovator? The first key quality is collaboration. In words of my professor at Stanford D School, Professor Larry Leifer, he says, innovation is equal to m plus c into c raised to power x. It's not a mathematical equation, but let me explain. So innovation happens when mind and emotion are in communication, and x means in a radical yet relevant way. So the mind and emotion have to communicate, but in a very radical and a relevant way. Let me explain it by giving you some examples. Four of my students on the left, four of my students were working with four students from Aalto University in Helsinki, and we wanted to see, the team wanted to see that how do you engage this community of sea explorers across the continent in a more engaging way. So what did they come up with? They were doing remote collaboration. Imagine, one person sitting in Bombay, other sitting in Helsinki. So what they came up with world's first underwater community control rover that allows me to access seashores of Helsinki or any other continent sitting here through my mobile application. Simple tool like internet and solar power that this rover uses, and they have other sensors and other electronic equipments. Do you all know of this company 3M? Right? 3M is known for its innovation and is known for its innovative culture. So what they have a unique 15% culture policy. What this 15% culture policy does is, it allows workers or people working at 3M to set aside that 15% of the time to think of, perceive, conceive, and work on anything, any new innovative ideas that excite them. Number of innovations have come out of that culture. Post-it notes that we use so regularly and often is one of the examples. Another important thing that innovator needs to have is to have a beginner's mindset. When I say beginner's mindset, I mean you need to question every single thing. You need to question the question, because the value actually lies in the question, not in the answer. Aristotle in 300 BC had said that answer is always ingrained in the question. So if you are asking the question in the right way, answer will always follow. If I ask you a question right now to the audience, right? If I ask you that you have 2 minutes, design a new car, what comes to your mind? Design a new car. What comes to your mind? 90% of you, or most of you, will think of something on 4 wheels, right? 4 wheels, maybe with better features. Maybe someone say, oh, mine is a better top-up speed, or mine is a better engine. You are refining the feature, but it still looks like a car. Now let me change the question and flip it. Don't design a car. Design a mode of transport for making me travel from point A to point B. Could be anything. You could come up with a Segway scooter. You could come up with a e-bike. You could also come up with maybe a jetpack or a Aladdin's mat. Right? Could be anything, because the question has flipped. Let me illustrate this in a better way. So I was working with Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, and the idea was to create a unique vaccination health record for infants, right? So after doing extensive research with the users and stakeholders, we flipped the question. We said we don't have to design a health card. What we need to design is a way to track vaccination, and so that it can also act as a reminder. So this flipped question allowed us to create a vaccination card in form of a calendar. It uses sticker as a mechanism to make you track when the vaccination happened, and it also has the possibility of being digitized in future. Apple. We all know Apple now, right? What did Steve Jobs start with? Steve Jobs didn't start with redesigning a new computer or designing a new MP3 player. Steve Jobs said that, okay, what could be the new way of computing, and what could be the new way of listening to songs? And the rest is history. We all know what Apple is. We all know what Apple does. Another important thing that we need to focus on is to be empathetic. When I say empathetic, it means we need to focus on humans, their emotions, and their values. Let me give you 2 examples. Have you heard this name called Dadabhai Bellore? Anyone? We all say in Mumbai. You have heard the name of Dadabhai Bellore? Right. So he's the same man, unfortunately, whose son met with an accident a couple of years back due to a pothole in Bombay. Right. And after that, he set out on a mission that, okay, I'm going to go out in the streets and fill potholes on my own. We wanted to help him. So some of my students, we worked with Dadabhai Bellore, and we created this machine called Pachiku, which actually allows individuals like Dadabhai Bellore to fill potholes on your own, in your locality, in your surrounding. So what this machine does is, it takes local debris. So it takes local debris, compresses it, layers it over the road, and then with human force, you can level it down, right? MRI machine. There's a guy called Doc Dietz. So Doc Dietz is the creator of the MR Discovery Adventure series. So once he was explaining during one of the interviews that he was having, he said that how he felt when one girl child actually came to his clinic and was going through a MRI experience. She started crying. And we all know how children behave when we take them to any kind of medical facility, maybe a dentist or a eye clinic or to a hospital. That girl started crying. That prompted that guy to create a new kind of MRI machine which looks like this and also works like a adventure or a roller coaster ride for children when they go for a MRI experience. Such an empathetic solution, such an empathetic idea focused on human values and human emotions. Another important thing, very, very important, is for innovators to have a scientific temperament. When I say scientific temperament, I mean is that we need to have the capability and capacity to iterate again and again number of times. At IIT Kanpur, I was working on a project of creating a dental chair catered towards making dental facility accessible and affordable for mass population in India and other developing countries. It took me 14 to 15 iterations to come up with something of value. But what that iteration helped me do is also to bring the cost of the dental chair down from 1.2 lakh rupees currently to 20,000 rupees. Now imagine that what can that 20,000 rupees do to the rural India? Imagine now the dentist can actually buy this, afford it, and make the dentistry accessible for all parts in the country. Amazon is known for its culture of iteration. That culture, that focus on iteration, not only helps Amazon in honing its own e-retail business model, but also enter into new business markets, new third market like Amazon Web Services, third-party retailing over the Amazon platform, Amazon Pay services, to name a few. But it all is focused towards iterating over and again and creating something new. We also need to embrace criticism. Very important thing, all of us fail to embrace criticism. We need to embrace criticism. We need to love our failure because each failure is actually a step forward. So a couple of my students were working for creating a pen for the visually impaired people. So problem is that visually impaired people usually write on a brailler from right to left. So how do I make them write from on a normal thing which is left to right? So we used photochromatic ink and embossing as a technique, and we said, using that, can we create something? Every single step that we took in this direction was a failure. But every single step that we took told us one thing, that this is not going to work. So I have to find something else that could work, right? So every single step you take is actually not a failure, is a way for you to know that what is not going to work and what you need to find. At the end of it, we were able to make this pen, we were able to test it, and now what happens is those people can actually write also, but also scan what they have written because there is a OCR converter available which converts braille to text and so on and so forth to maybe speech in future. All of us has watched this movie, Padman, and all of us know about Mr. Murugan. What better example than that of embracing failure and having the capacity and ability to see light at the end of the tunnel. You fail, but if you have the ability and capacity to see light at the end of the tunnel, you will still start loving your failures and you will start embracing criticism, right? In words of Edison, Edison said that if I find 100,000 ways in which I fail, I haven't failed, neither am I disheartened. I have only known that, okay, what won't work, and each actually discarded step is a step forward. To put this all together, I'm going to give you an analogy from ancient time, right? A lot of wildlife conservators in the house today. So I'm going to take analogy from hunting as a technique. In olden times, people used to go to hunt. And there were two kinds of people who used to go to hunt. One was the hunter and one was the gatherer. Let's understand what is the difference in the mindset of these two people, right? When a hunter used to go to hunt in the jungle, what is the first thing that a hunter does when you enter a jungle? What is the first thing? You look for a clue. First thing you do is to look for a clue. Either look for a paw mark or water body or any other traces, whatever you look for. You look for a clue. Once you look for a clue, you lay out a strategic plan that how do you go forward. Then you follow that plan and then you go look for a prey, hunt it down, look for another clue, look at the red line, that is the path of the hunter, look for another clue, lay out another plan, hunt another prey and walk out of the jungle. A gatherer is told by the hunter where the prey is lying. So what does the gatherer do? A gatherer takes the white line. He quickly goes to point yellow into the jungle and goes out. Who do you think is the leader and who do you think is the follower? Who is the leader in this? What do you want to become? Do you want to become leaders of tomorrow or do you want to become followers of tomorrow? What do you want to become? If you want to become leaders of tomorrow, what do you need to do? You need to adopt the mindset of a hunter. The mindset of exploring first, not running to the solutions quickly. Exploring first, laying out a strategic plan, and then following that plan to the dot. And finding your way through unknown, unseen circumstances. For all you innovators in the house, all of you who want to become that hunter, I have 3 key takeaways. The key takeaways are: establish a design mindset. The design mindset which has intelligence and also has creativity. Essentially, it's our left and right brain working together. Follow a process, because a process, any kind of a process, helps you come to a logical conclusion quickly. It lays out a plan for you. All of us will have our own way of navigating to difficult problems, difficult situations. So all of us need to develop a toolkit which has tools, all the tools which allow us to navigate through situations easily. So establish a design mindset, follow a process, and develop a toolbox. So all of you, go out in the world and hunt for tomorrow. Don't gather. Be the hunters of tomorrow, be the leaders of tomorrow, and be the innovators of tomorrow. So put end to this. Steve Jobs, I would like to conclude with a quote from Steve Jobs, which says, "Innovation distinguishes between a leader and a follower." I'm sure all of you want to be the leaders of tomorrow, so adopt the mindset. At the end, I would like to thank all of you for having me here. Special thanks to my wife for supporting me and helping me put this together. Thank you so much.